Hello. I feel like Missy Elliott in this jacket. It is cold. It is cold. Can you guys see that? It is 9:39 and I have been napping since 6 o'clock. It has been wonderful. Alex is watching The Crown. The dogs were like all like cozy around me. It was like, I felt like we were snowed into some like cabin in the woods somewhere. And anyway, it was so nice. And I was having like the strangest dreams. My mom had two best friends from college, Susie that I talked about, and then this other one. And I was having a dream about this other woman, and she and I were like fighting in the dream. It was really strange. And anyway, I haven't talked to her in years, literally years. And I hope she's okay. You know, whenever you have a dream about somebody and you wonder if they're okay, I'm filling my gas tank. Hold on a second. I'm gonna take these keys out so I'm not annoying you guys. It's so cold. It's so cold. Yes, receipt. Oh my God. Okay, so it is -2 right now. And it is like -15 degrees. Oh, this is a little dance music. -15 degrees. Well, I think that's what it was when I checked earlier. Let's see what it is on the Weather Channel. I'm getting ready to go home and do a live stream. I'm gonna see how many consistent days I can live stream in a row. That's like my goal. At least for a little bit, like 20 minutes or so. Okay, it says mostly cloudy, -6. Wind chill warning until Tuesday, 1 p.m. It's -14 degrees wind chill factor. I was trying to find some of that heat stuff. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? So I'm gonna go to another gas station and see if I can find it before I go home and do my live stream. And I just trimmed my nails, and this nail is like super long, and I don't understand. Like every other nail is really short. I don't even know. It's like, did you super grow out in my sleep last night? It's like really long, and I almost got it like hooked on my coat, and it almost ripped. And like, I don't know if I've talked about this on here before, but like I'm really weird about my nails, like keeping my nails really nice, but shorter, like not super short, if you guys can see, but like I'm really weird about having like nice nails. And so like, what happened to my nails? And I was like so worried that I could feel it pull on my coat. And I was like, this is just pulling my coat. It is so cold, you guys. So cold. I don't mind the cold. Like if I'm in my car, if I'm at home, like I don't mind the cold because I don't know, it's kind of like pretty. It's pretty. I went and picked up Tanya earlier for a fountain Coke. She had to go work at the kennel all night tonight. And I got coffee. I've been drinking coffee all day. And so Alex and I, anyway, I took her to get a fountain Coke, and she was like, it is pretty. I said, it's gorgeous outside. I mean, I think it's so beautiful. And I remember that I had, oh shoot, I didn't turn my light on. I had this tape that I listened to in high school, and it was like this Christmas tape. It was called, Windham Hills Christmas, I think, or Winter Solstice, that's what it was called. And it was like such beautiful, just like instrumental kind of new age music. Let's see. Oh, thank you. But anyway, for all those out there that just said bless you or zip tight, I'm gonna go into the station right here and see this gas station, and see if they have any of that stuff. But anyway, I was thinking of that today. I was like, I wonder what happened to that tape. I'd really like to find it. Well, this person parked in the most inconvenient place possible, so I'll park right over here, I guess. They're not gonna have it here, I can already tell. There's like a line in there. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, they had it, and I bought 2 bottles of it. And my tank is so full that it doesn't want to go in there. But whatever. But I really did mess up my nail, you guys. It's like, I'm gonna have to trim that as soon as I get home. Oh my Lord. So this is our New Year's Day. We got up today. Both of us slept until like 1:30. It was really nice. Well, we got up a lot earlier. Well, Alex got up a lot earlier. First to take the dogs out at like 8. And then at like 10:30, he got up again and took the dogs out and gave PB his medicine. The thing is that we have to watch the dogs so closely, and those of you out there that have dogs right now this winter know what I'm not talking about, because like if they go very far, like it shocks them. And Tanya was telling me that what she's been doing for all the dogs at the kennel is that she like lets them out one by one. This is why it's taking her so long to work. And so she'll let them out for like 3 minutes, and then she like wraps them in a warm towel that she's just put in the dryer, and then she like massages their paws. And so like we don't have a dryer. She's like, well, you could do the same thing with the microwave. So we're doing that. And but it's so cold on them, and like Tucker doesn't realize it when he first goes outside, and so he darts into the snow. And Boo Radley kind of like watches Pee-Pee, but Pee-Pee just goes outside and goes to the bathroom, and then he goes to the restroom, and then he comes right, goes to the bathroom. He pees, and then he comes right back inside. And I mean, Pee-Pee kind of has it figured out how cold it is, but Boo and Tucker don't really understand how cold it is. And it's supposed to just get worse. Like this whole month is supposed to be really, really bad, which is, you know, so interesting because in Indiana, and I don't know if around the rest of the country a lot of people read it, but so many people really believe like what the Farmer's Almanac has to say. And you know, for like the last couple months, everybody's been like, well, the Farmer's Almanac says that it's going to be really cold in January and February. We're going to have a lot of snow. And so the Farmer's Almanac, if you don't know what it is, or if you're from another country, is like this book that was like started like, I think like in the 1800s for farmers in the United States. And it basically dictated what the weather was going to be like, and moon cycles and things like that for crop growth. And is what I understand. And so like people still read it a lot for like, it's supposed to be like one of the most accurate weather predictors. And even though they go off of things like woolly worms and stuff like that. But anyway, it's always very, very accurate. And last year they said we were going to have a mild winter. It wouldn't be very cold. And it wasn't. It was like in January, we were like in the 40s and the 50s. Well, we have not had a winter in Indiana like this in quite some time. And it feels like, especially in Indianapolis, we've missed like the major cold and snow. Like it'll go above us and below us, but like in the middle, like we just miss it every time. Not this time, which I like, but you know. So we got up finally at like 1:30, and I took the dogs out, and I started uploading my vlog from yesterday, which I made the first vlog of 2018, which I know is confusing, but for me, it's just whatever. So anyway, and then, does that work for you guys, where I put like 2018 day 1, day 2, day 3? So this was day 1, yesterday was the day 1, because I'm doing it on the day that it falls. So anyway, and then I was like, are you hungry for brunch? And he was like, yeah, but no place is going to be open. Well, our favorite place, Cafe Patachu, was open. So we went in there, and we like walk in, and Alex goes, look who's here. And it was our attorney, who had like, I thought had already gone out of town, but he doesn't leave until Wednesday. And they're Wednesday to Wednesday. I thought they were Monday to Monday or something like that, to go to LA. And so they're really good friends of ours too. And his wife, like he had gone to hot yoga, and then he was eating breakfast, and his wife didn't want to go to hot yoga, and so he had to tell us all about hot yoga and all that kind of stuff. And we had a really good talk. We had an interesting talk, and a good interesting talk. And but anyway, we had a great brunch, and it was fun, and it was like, the place was very, it wasn't busy at all. And I think it was because people assumed that places were closed, but I don't know about other places, but in Indianapolis, like everything, Macy's, bookstores, grocery stores, everything was open today. Like when did New Year's Day stop being a holiday, I guess is my question. Is it no longer a holiday? I thought it was a holiday. I feel bad for people that have to work on these days, you know? It's like, I mean, I understand the random gas station being open, like I get that, but like, I guess I don't understand, like, departments. I mean, do we just have such a need to be, you know, that big of consumers? And I know it's fun for people to go shopping on New Year's Day and stuff, but like, I don't know, like, how do people that work retail go out and enjoy New Year's Eve. Like, I think it's interesting that I'm saying that when, like, well, I never work, you know what, that's interesting, I never worked New Year's Day, like, when I worked, because when you work in, like, hospital settings, or you work in, like, treatment facilities, or psych units, and stuff like that, you work holidays, period, you just do, and I carried the pager for, I can't even tell you how many holidays, and weekends, and, because we had a pager that we changed every, like, I would get it every 6 weeks, and then every 6 weeks it was mine to carry, and if it happened to fall on a holiday, then you were screwed, and a lot of times, you would get, like, more than one holiday in a year. I think after like 5 or 6 years we changed that, and so like everybody got one holiday on call in the year or something like that. But anyway, I didn't really mind it, honestly. When I was growing up with my dad, I was telling Alex last night, I went to the emergency room with my dad countless New Year's Eves because he had to, like, you know, sew somebody's hand up that got into a bar fight or something like that. So there's all kinds of jobs that I guess have to make you work on, you know, New Year's Eve and New Year's Day or something, but I think it's sad still, you know? I can't believe it's this cold. Now it says -5 outside. I'm gonna sneeze again. Thank you. So anyway, oh, I wanted to go to Target today. I didn't even think about going to Target. So anyway, so we went to brunch, and I had the same thing I always have, which is this omelet and whatever, because starting tomorrow I'm going to start trying to eat healthier. I'm not even making it a plan or doing anything dedicated to it on here, because if I do, I'll just fail miserably. So when I've dropped 30 pounds, you guys can go, oh my God, you've dropped 30 pounds. Or when I haven't lost a pound, you won't say anything at all. You'll just be like, well, that's Peter. So, and then afterwards, I went and I got Tanya. Alex wanted to go home and watch The Crown. And he's like, I only have one more day to, like, relax. And we were just in a group. I hate group text, first of all. Let me just tell you. If I could have anything be done with in 2018, it would be group texts. And so he and Melissa and I and, like, 2 other people are group texting. Well, I'm reading them. I don't text in group texts. And so they were like, everybody's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And everybody's like, just laying in bed. Alex is like, I'm laying in bed. I'm watching The Crown. I've almost watched the whole season. And it's been wonderful. So yeah, it's been a relaxing day. I went and got Tanya, and then we drove around and kind of talked about, like, our goals for the year and, like, what we want to accomplish. I really do think this is going to be a good year, and I really think, like I said this last night, the way that you go into, you know, the new year is very indicative of what the year is going to be like. And it was a good day yesterday. It was a good night, you know. So, all right, well, I'm going to get off here for a while. I'm almost home, and I'm going to do my live stream, and then I will talk to y'all later. Bye. Hello. So I did my live stream, and then I sat down, and I did all the bills for the month. Got that taken care of, which you guys know if you watch my videos, like, that's like my shining moment of the month. It's like, well, there's some bills that I can't pay because, like, they haven't come in yet, you know, but I have everything paid except for the 3 or 4 that haven't come in yet. So that's always such a good feeling to me, you know, like when I get the shit paid. I don't know, it just makes me so happy. Feels like another month is stable. So yes. And now I'm driving around. I'm gonna listen to my audiobook here in just a little bit. I've got like 3 hours left. I really want to get it done. I set my Goodreads goal for 101 books, which means I have to read, like, I'm aiming at 10 books a month. If I read 10 books a month, then I can do it. I think it's like, what is that, like 8 books a month that I have to finish, something like that. 8 times 10, yeah. So that would be like 8 books a month. Maybe 1, maybe 2 more for 2 months, and then I would be set. I'm excited. This is going to be a good year of reading. I can feel it. And I have some books that I'm really excited about reading and listening to on Audible. And I'm doing like a classic every month. I'm going to go tomorrow, and I'm going to, I think I'm going to buy 1984, because I don't know that I have it. I feel like I've seen it in my basement somewhere, but I don't know where it is. So I'm going to buy, like, a classic. I'm going to do a classic every month on BookTube. So tomorrow I need to do my maybe I'll do 2 videos tomorrow for BookTube. I'm going to do my wrap up for December, and then I'm going to do my TBR for 2018 and kind of just explain some things I'm going to do on there. So I want to do the V.C. Andrews books, but I think I'm going to do it this like spring, summer, because those are like fun books to read like in the summer, you know. I think I'm not going to do Flowers in the Attic. I think I'm going to do Heaven, the series Heaven. So if anybody wants to read Heaven with me, because like all the Flowers in the Attic movies or books have been made into like Lifetime movies now. Not well, they're cheesy as hell, but I don't really care. I love those V.C. Andrews books, and I think I'm going to reread My Sweet Audrina, because it's been forever since I read that book. And then maybe Dawn or Ruby. If Heaven was like my favorite series. I don't remember anything about it, but I'm gonna read those. And then I've never read like the Ruby series or Dawn series, so I may read those. We'll just have to see. But I'm excited. I have like so many books that I want to read this year. I have so many books already on like my 2018 TBR, and it's gonna be a good year. I like just have such a great feeling about this year, you know? And I'm starting my healthy living challenge tomorrow. Alex and I were talking about that tonight. He went to Steak and Shake and got chicken fingers and fries, and I did not. So I had a fun live stream tonight. It was fun. I love doing the live streams. I'm going to try to live stream. I'm going to try to see how many days in a row I can live stream. Like not continuously, like it just keep on going, but like get on every day, you know, for like a week or something. It'd be fun if I did it every day for a whole month. If I could do that, I'd be like, I like to set myself little goals like that. Oh, and the other thing that I'm starting, if you guys want to start with me, and you can just start it on the 2nd, because obviously this is getting late, is that I'm starting a gratitude journal. I'm going to do a gratitude journal every day for this year. Because when I was watching Oprah's, Trisha Paytas just texted me. When I was, I just texted her Happy New Year, and she just texted me back. So, love you, Trisha. When I was watching the Oprah aha moments, if you guys haven't seen it, I posted it underneath my videos 2 days ago, like the 50-minute one. That's the whole disc. It's fantastic. There's a part in there where she's talking to the woman that like wrote the book about Simple Abundance, which is about gratitude. And Oprah starts crying about the gratitude list. And years ago, I read this book by Rhonda Byrne. I think it was by Rhonda Byrne or Melody Beatty, but I'm almost positive it was by Rhonda Byrne, who wrote The Secret, and it's called Magic. And it was like 30 days of gratitude. I feel like I need to bring that book out and do it again. When I did it a couple years ago, it profoundly impacted my life. And like, I can't even tell you. It has like the strangest little lessons in there that you do. It has you look at like all the money that's been given to you in your life. Like that can be anything from like your parents paying, you know, for school lunches to like hospital bills when you were born. You go like all the way back and you look at like everything that's been given to you, like material wise. And then like there's another exercise about how to be grateful for the food that you like are eating, and like before you eat it, you think about like the people that cooked it and the people that like transported it and like, you know, delivered it in trucks, and the people that like, you know, made it in the factory, the people that like planted it in the farm and grew it, and you like think about all that, and then you like put this magic dust over the food. It's simple weird stuff like that, but like it really is powerful. And then one of the things that I love is that like they say, like pick a special rock or something, and then every night hold it and think about like the best memory of your day. I've talked about this on here before, but there's so many of them on there. You have to write a letter to somebody that impacted your life and send it to them, and you keep a picture in there of people that have like, I put it of my dad and my stepmom, people that have inspired you, and just really, you know, like cool little exercises for living that I don't know, make you live with gratitude in the heart. And I remember, like, when I read the back of it, it was like, because it's called Magic, and it was like, do you miss having that, like, Santa Claus magic at Christmas time, and, you know, not being able to wait until Santa came down the chimney, and it was like, you know, the tooth fairy and all this kind of stuff. And it, like, used all these different analogies, and then said, well, that's what we're going to do by helping you find gratitude in your heart every day. And I was like, oh my God, I love this. Like, you know, that they're equating gratitude to these really magical, exciting things that happen in the world, you know? And I did it, and I will never forget. Like, Alex was like, this month, you have been so happy. You've been, like, so, like, on it. It's such a fantastic book. So, I recommend any of you guys out there to go get it. I used to talk about it on my So-Called Healthy Life channel, and I haven't talked about it in a while, but it's really fantastic. Everybody should get it. There's two things I've been, there's two things I want that, like, or three things, actually. I'm not a spender. Like, I'm just not. I'm not like a shopper. Like, Alex is a shopper. I don't ever, like, unless it's for an event, I don't ever go and buy something, and then, like, I'm such a clearance shopper that, like, I always get stuff that's, like, really reduced. Like, last night, that's why I bought that sweater for, like, $29 at Nordstrom. It was, like, $200 marked. I always get really great deals for stuff, and then I just keep it forever, and, like, I use it and rewear it and whatever. And, like, even the black pants that I bought from Joe's Jeans are things that, like, I can wear to, like, a wedding or a funeral or, like, a business meeting or whatever, you know? Like, I never buy something unless I think, like, you're going to get a lot of wear out of this or whatever. I'm not, like, a trendy shopper, you know? And I've been saving a lot of money lately, and I was like, you deserve to take some of that money and buy something that you're, like, really going to enjoy. And I've wanted a pair of Sperry gold. Like, I bought the Oxfords, but they didn't have, like, the Sperry gold, what do you call it? I need to drive down to Edinburgh because they have them down there. The Sperry gold cup, just regular ones. And I really, really want them. And because I heard they're so comfortable. And in the summer, I love to wear boat shoes. So I'm thinking about getting those. And then I want a Kelty backpack. I used to have one when I was younger because I used to travel with my dad a lot. And when I would travel with my dad's very much like, he's very much the guy that, like, before it was popular to, like, go, you know, backpacking through the world, he did it. When he and my mom got divorced, my dad was about 40. He was about a little bit younger than I am now. And he would, like, take a month or two, and he would go and he would, like, backpack through the Canadian Rockies, or he would go and, like, he did a mission trip, like a medical missionary trip, in the islands around Honduras, like in Honduras, and then, like, islands. And he lived on a sailboat with, like, 10 other people, and they would, like, swim in every day with these backpacks on their shoulders. So, like, my dad, when we travel, like, now not so much, because with my stepmom being older and stuff, I mean, she's not old, but she, like, she doesn't like to travel as much like that. She likes to travel a little bit nicer, but we always just had, like, you know, backpacks and, like, duffel bags. And my dad always had Kelty backpacks and duffel bags. It's like a really sturdy brand. And I really want a Kelty backpack because I carry a backpack with me every day. And I have this North Face backpack, and I love it. And it's fine. It's perfect. I don't need a new one, really. But it's kind of like I'd like something new. And I always, like, look, and I never see anything that I want. When we were coming through duty free, I was looking at the Kipling ones, but, like, I feel like, I don't know, like, I like Kipling the brand, but I don't love it. And like, I used to have a Kipling wallet and I loved it, but, like, as far as, like, luggage and stuff, I don't know. But I want a Kelty backpack, I think, to, like, carry with me every day. And then I want to get a really cool fanny pack, and I like to wear to music festivals because, and I know people are like, fanny packs, it's totally corny, but, like, at music festivals, everybody wears them. And, like, honestly, when we go out of the country or when we go out of town, like, fanny packs are, like, really easy for me to, like, put my wallet in there and my keys and everything like that in my phone. And then I just don't even have to worry about having something in I hate having stuff in my pockets. And, but I want a nice one that's durable. Like, the last one We bought 2 last year from Target, and they lasted us through the music festival, but like the last day Alex's zipper broke and he ended up just like throwing it away. And I want like a durable one. I want like a Patagonia one, or like a North Face, or a Kelty. I'm gonna look at Kelty and see. But like I want a good brand. They have to make them somewhere, don't you think, fanny packs? But I want one that's kind of like cute too. Like I don't want it to be like cheesy looking. And I don't want it big, and I don't want it bulky. So those are like my 3 things that I'm looking at right now. And then I don't need anything. I mean, I don't. Like, it's interesting when you get to the point where it's like, you don't really, I was thinking about this tonight, it's like, you know, of course there are things that I would love to have, but there are things that I don't need them, you know? And it's interesting when you get to that point where it's like so hot in here, I'm trying to turn down the heat. It's interesting when you get to the point when you realize, like, I don't need this stuff, you know, at all. And, it's just so much easier for me to put money into savings. Like, you know, I told Alex, I said, I don't ever want to have to worry again. Like, we've had some times in our relationship where, like, we had to get a new furnace a couple years ago. We needed a new furnace and air conditioner, and it was $5,000, and they wouldn't even start working on it until we paid it. There was no place that would do it, like, on a pay scale. And if we did, it was like you had to take out a loan. It was such a mess. And, like, we basically squandered our whole entire savings. It was so sad, like, together. And it was expensive as shit. It was like $5,000 or $6,000. Maybe it was almost $6,000. We have a great furnace in our house now. We have, like, upscale, you know, like, the temperature gauge is, like, unbelievable on all 3 floors of our house. The air conditioner is unbelievable. I mean, like, on the hottest August day, it is, like, so cool in our house. And the heater that was built into the house before was like from the 80s. And like in the winter time, you couldn't even get ready in the bathroom without freezing to death. We had to have like space heaters in there. It was so cold. And then in the summer, it was so hot that by the time you got ready, it was like you were like sweating to death because it was so hot. I had to have the fan like right on me while I was getting ready at the at the sink, like standing there doing my hair and stuff, because I would just like sweat, and I'm not a person that sweats real heavily, so to like sweat that heavily after, I know you guys are probably like, who cares, but I mean, like, these are real shit issues, you know, like, I mean, thank God we had savings at the time, but I mean, I seriously thought to myself, well, Alex's mom's air went out this summer, and she didn't like have the money to right away get it repaired, so she was like trying to get the money together, and so she just lived with like her windows open and stuff, and that's what we did. I mean, we did that for 3 weeks, because first of all, by the time that we paid the guy, I think I've shared this story in here before, but by the time that we paid the guy to come and fix it, he was like, well, we're 2 weeks out, and it was 90 degrees that year, and the dogs had to stay in the basement because the basement's underground, so it's like cold all the time, like even in, I mean, not in the winter, it's not cold, but like it kind of goes with the season. So like if it's, you know, in the summer it's like cool down there, but in the winter it's like warmer down there, it like retains heat and from the ground. It was so cool down there, so the dogs just stayed in the basement, but like they would want to come upstairs and be with us, and Tucker especially, because he's so like furry, he'd be like so finally we took him to Tanya's, and they stayed at Tanya's until we got the air conditioner fixed. Oh my God, and I'll never forget the day, because Alex and I literally would just lay there and sleep at night, and it was so miserable. And the way that our condo is set up is that there's no way for air to like move through, so it's like just still air coming in the window. It's not like we have like windows that you can open that wind comes through, because our walkway up to our door is like 2 big walls from either condo, so it's like there's no moving air between, like, and that meant that we had to sleep with like the windows open downstairs, and I wasn't safe. I didn't feel comfortable with that, which means, I mean, the alarm would have gone off because we have this amazing security system, but it's still like, I didn't want to, you know, like, I just didn't even want to, like, if an animal came up there, have to deal with that in the middle of the night. So I will never forget the night that, have you ever had an animal set off your security alarm? That's real fun, isn't it? So, it was so funny because the other night, did I say this on here, or was I saying it in a live stream? I feel like I'm losing my mind. But we have motion sensors around all of the condos in our neighborhood. So, like, if you sit there and, you see lights go off and on. But, a a bunny rabbit or something was back there, and it kept on like setting the light off. Oh no, like first I was laying in bed. This was the next night, and I thought, is it really that, like, is that our motion sensors out there? Because it was so bright, but it was just the sun, it was just the snow and like the moon outside, and it was so pretty, but it was bright, like coming in our windows, because we had this huge window, you know. And the next night I was laying in bed, and Alex was asleep, and the motion sensor kept on going off, and I could like see it, like it was like I would be laying there and it'd be completely dark, and then all of a sudden it would go off. And so finally I like walked down there, and I just like stood at the window, and I'm like scared that like somebody's out there, and I'm just like standing at the window, and I'm like looking outside, and all of a sudden I see this like bunny rabbit like jump like a couple feet, and the motion sensor went off, and then he stopped, and then it turned off, and then he jumped a couple feet and it went on again. I was like, this is hilarious. So anyway, but no, like when that was going on, I was like, I can't imagine how people that have like no, what do, you know? And my dad had to get his air conditioner fixed a couple years ago. It was like $10,000 or $15,000. I thought, that is ridiculous. Like, how do people afford that? So, but I'll never forget, like finally, like on the third or fourth day, and this is actually after we've already been dealing with this for like 2 or 3 weeks, the guy's like, okay, I can bring like a window unit over. And I was like, seriously? Like a window unit's not going to do anything. I was so pissed. I wanted him out there like fixing it that day. And I mean, it gave me such gratitude in my heart for people that do not have air and heat. Like, honest to God, I have such a new appreciation for that. And, you know, like, I just can't even imagine. I really, really, really can't even imagine. And I just feel so blessed to have like central heat and air conditioning, you know? And so anyway, they came and they hooked up this unit where they basically like tape over the window, and then they put like the thing from outside. You guys know what I'm talking about, like the big thing, and then it hooks up in this air thing. I will never forget walking into the bedroom that night. It was literally like 60 degrees. It was like, oh, we can finally sleep. Oh my God. I think I took like a 4-hour nap that day. It was so nice. It was so nice. Alex and I were coming home last night from downtown, and there was this woman on the street, and she like was pushing her cart. She was homeless, and I had forgotten, like, when I was growing up, like I was real kind of obsessed with like wanting to work with the homeless and help the homeless and stuff. And I even wrote a letter to the senator, and they sent it to my school and said something about how caring I was or something. It was all based around this Lucille Ball movie that I saw called Stone Pillow, which I actually own on DVD. You guys can see it. It's a great movie. It's about this woman that works in social services, and then she like goes out and like acts like she's homeless to learn what it's really all about. It's very sad, but very good. And I did a lot of work with the homeless when I was getting my master's degree. The hard thing is that to be a social worker and to work with the homeless, you have to meet them where they're at. A lot of them don't want to be off the streets, you know? And I think like in Indianapolis, like I think the percentage is like 85% of the people that, 85, it's high. It's like 80 to 85% of the people that are homeless in the streets of Indianapolis have mental health issues, and they have no treatment for that. And years ago, we had a hospital called Central State. It's now been probably 20 years. Central State Hospital closed down, and they didn't have the resources to house all the people, like to send them to like foster home, or not foster homes, but like, you know, residential housing and things like that. And like, I think it was some ridiculous amount of people just went on the streets, and now it's like this abandoned hospital. And a lot of the homeless people have gone back there and live because they don't know anywhere else to go. It's really, really sad. And Alex and I last night were like coming home, you know, from like this wonderful dinner and this wonderful party. And this woman was like pushing her cart into like an office building like area, and we were just like sitting there at the light, and we were both kind of like watching her, and Alex was like, can you even imagine? I was like, no, it just breaks my heart, you know? I mean, it's negative, my car says -10 right now. It's like -20 with wind chill factor. I mean, can you imagine if you had to sleep outside in that? It just breaks my heart. That's where, like, we talk about first world problems, you know? makes me so sad. And then when you look at the problem it's like such an overwhelming problem, you know? But I think, like, if the least that we can do is to realize, hey, like, don't ever take for granted, what time is it? Don't ever take for granted, you know, like, what an amazing life you have, you know? Like, that's the least that you can do. That's the least that I can do, is to be grateful for my life every day, you know? I think there's so much sadness in the world that, like, to look at it can be overwhelming sometimes. So I have to look at all the happiness in the world too, you know? And I wish I could give her a shout out. I wish I knew who I don't want to pull up my phone right now because I'm driving, but somebody tweeted me out, and they also included Trisha's name in it. So sweetie, if this is you, you know who you are. And they said that 2017 was like the worst year possible for them, and that and they listed all these things that had happened and how they, you know, that they didn't know that they could go on, and they were thanking us for helping them get through this. And I tweeted her back, and I said something like, she said, going forward in 2018, this is a new day for me. And, you know, and she said, you know, that to everybody else, it might just be another day, but to me, it's a fresh start or something like that. And I said to her, I said, turn your wounds into wisdom. You got this. You can do this. And I'm proud of you. And, you know, I believe that I mean, no matter what your darkest day has looked like, no matter what loss you have experienced in your life, I want to be this role model for other people, you know, that, listen, you can have some horrible shit happen to you in your life. You can lose family members. You can go through illnesses and sickness. You can be an addict or an alcoholic or have family members that are. You know, you can be broke financially, which I've been. You know, I've been sick. I've been, you know, getting diagnosed with epilepsy. That was a whole other thing I haven't even really addressed on here to some extent, you know. You know, going through recovery, getting sober, you know, losing everything that I had just to, you know, get it back. And, you know, not just monetarily, but, like, as far as, like, you know, respect from people. And then on and on, losing my mom, losing my aunt, you know, but everybody loses stuff. And realizing you're going to be okay, you know, like, it's going to be okay. And you have to tell yourself that, and you have to be willing to say, I'm going to be okay. And I'm going to take everything that's happened to me, and I'm going to put it in my backpack, and I'm going to carry it with me until it starts falling out a little bit by little bit, and I get better, and then I'm going to be an example for somebody else, that you too can get through this. You know, and that's, I think, what we can do to help one another, you know? And it was like months down the road from me doing this vlog when I found out that, and I'm not going to name them, but when I found out that, like, there were 3 or 4 people that watched my videos that had become friends, and, like, had each other's backs, and were, like, checking in on each other to make sure that each other were okay. And I was like, this is amazing, you know, like, this is so cool. And so, like, when people come to me and they're like, you call your fans the wolf pack. Well, first of all, I don't know what I feel about the whole idea of a fan, but I feel like I'm part of the wolf pack. I don't feel like, you know, it's, you know what I mean? Like, I just don't feel like that. Like, and I feel like it's really more you guys, and I don't know, I just love it. I love that we've all got each other's backs. And, you know, I mean, like, this, my vlog channel, I get like 2 to 10 dislikes, you know, every day that I vlog on it, but I know who those people are. You know, I know that those are miserable ass people that dislike my video before they even start watching it. I'm not stupid. That doesn't mean anything to me. I don't say anything in my videos that for somebody to dislike on a regular basis. So it's really somebody that doesn't like Peter Monn is what it is. And let's just call a spade a spade. So the dislikes don't bother me, you know? But when you read in the comment sections how kind you guys are all to each other, or if somebody says it's my birthday and then thank you so much, and then everybody else says happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, or if somebody says, you know, I'm having a really hard time, like, you know, my mom was in the hospital last night and thank you for this video, 10 people underneath that comment and say, you know, oh my God, make sure your mom's okay, or we're thinking of you. Like, That's incredible to me, right? Like, me posting videos on YouTube allowed you guys to have a space to talk that safe, in a safe environment. I love that. I love that all day long. Like, that is the coolest shit to me in the whole world, you know? And I want to do more of that. I want to have, like, more of these conversations and have more people have each other's backs, you know? Every time somebody puts something in a comment section, I want 20 people to be there and be like, hey, we're thinking about you, you know? We're praying for you, or we're thinking about you, or whatever you believe in. I just think that's such a cool thing, you know? And I think, like, that's how we make the world work. That's how we make the world a better place, you know? Don't you think? It's all about encouraging one another and doing, like, you know, I was talking to Tanya today. We went and got a fountain Coke, and I said to her, she was like, what did you blog about last night? And I was saying that I really do believe, and maybe it's idealistic, that the world can change one small kind act at a time. And she's like, oh no, I absolutely believe that. And I said, you know, I was already thinking today about what it does is it forces me on a daily basis to think about, what are you going to do today? Or is this an opportunity right now to do something kind? You know, or letting somebody have a parking space, or opening the door for somebody, or just smiling at somebody, you know, or writing a check to a charity if you can, or going to volunteer at a charity, doing a little bit more work, you know, or, you know, if you've read a book you like, giving it to somebody instead of having a need to keep it on your bookshelf, you know what I mean? Or donate it to a library, or on and on and on. There's millions of ways for us to be kind, you know? Instead of going and attacking somebody in the comment section of a video, you know, saying to a nasty person, I'm really sorry that you have this outlook on your life, you know, I hope you have a better day. You'll probably get some shit back in return, but oh well, you know. Or if somebody says something on one of my videos, you know, to say, hey, I'm sorry that you're having a bad day, you know. We used to say, do you need hugs? You know what I mean? Like, we don't need to be cruel about that. We can be kind, we can be caring and compassionate, you know. And I really believe this, you know, that each little thing that we do is going to change that. It's going to make the world a better place. I believe that. I have to believe that. I believe that. And I want 2018 to be an example of that, you know? And I can be a reminder of that on a daily basis because I'm doing the videos, so. All right, you guys, I'm losing my voice a little bit and I want a throat lozenge. I may come back a little bit later if my throat starts feeling better, but I want to listen to a little bit of my audiobook because I'm gotta finish it so I get my first book done for 2018. I love these rambling talks, and I love you guys. You allow me to do this. So thank you for watching, and thank you for listening, and just thank you for being there, you know? See you tomorrow.